Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Heroes of the Week, which is a show in which I normally show my face, but not today. And there's a good reason for it. And the Dr. Nroop, who has recently graduated from the Charles University, he studied medicine there, which obviously is one of the hardest things to do. I'm pretty sure he can diagnose me here after he deals with his sneeze. Bless you.
Thank you very much. Such kind words coming from a person from one of the most atheist countries, living in one of the most atheist countries as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I accept your blessings, mate.
Right. So what is my problem then? Have you seen my face?
Uh, well, at the moment, no, I haven't. I don't know what's wrong with you at the moment, but from what I've from the conversation that we had last time,
Yes.
you apparently have some sort of rashes on your face, and it's
Yeah.
most likely related to uh, a so-called viral infection,
Hmm.
aka herpes.
I think so.
And
Yeah. It looks pretty bad. I'm taking some sort of antivirus. I hope I
mm,
recover soon, but at the moment I'm not able to go out. People in the elevator, kids in the elevator are pointing at me. So it's actually like not my best period of my life. And even in my lessons, as you know, I'm an English teacher. I teach online. I'm asking all my students to if I could switch off my camera, and everyone is okay with it because honestly, wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. So yeah, that's just the explanation as to why I'm not showing my face. But you have Noop, whose face, of course, is beautiful and unspoiled.
I mean, come on, guys. Like, I understand, like, living in Vietnam, it's part of the East Asian culture, and I mean, I'm not talking about, I'm not trying to, I don't know, offend anyone, but in East Asia, there seems to be a culture for aesthetics and cosmetics and looks. So definitely, you would have people asking you, or maybe worrying
do you
about
mean
your
do you mean I can have a makeup and this will sort of my problems?
maybe, or like, could you just give me a
Okay.
minute? I think I have to answer the door. So
All right. Yeah,
just give
sure.
me a minute. I'm sorry about
Go.
that, guys.
No, that's okay. I can take take over from here. So basically, I'm just gonna explain what this is. This is the Heroes of the Week show, and this is the show where we give you our teams, heroes, and villains, and also takeaways of the week regarding this recent football week. Right. So we're going to talk about the Premier League most likely. Noop likes to watch La Liga, so that could happen. Occasionally, I have some information from Bundesliga or even the Czech League. So this is what you can all look forward to, even though there's no face of Zdenek today. As you know, I'm facing some troubles, pun intended. So, who was at the door? Was it Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Well, it's not. It's neither of them, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was my sister. I answered the door of my sister.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Right, Noop, let's do our usual segments, yeah? And feel free, anyone watching this, to get involved in the comments. Tell us yours, teams of the week as well. I wanted to say, tell us your teams of the week. So, Noop, what's your team of the week, mate?
Uh, it's going to be tough because this week has been a bit mixed, I would say, when it comes to results all over the league. I found it really difficult to find that favorite team because, as you might know, that in leagues like Bundesliga, La Liga, maybe even Serie A, they have a 2 week break,
Hmm.
so there weren't many matches happening. So it was mainly just Premier League oriented, unfortunately. And I must say, my team of the week would be Brentford for their
Okay.
fantastic performance,
Against
five-star goal.
Southampton, but they only played Southampton, right? So everybody
Still,
beats Southampton, even Manchester City these days. So,
uh, sure, but it's just that having 5 goals against Southampton for a team like Brentford, I think it's a big win.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I know Brentford, they are a good team, but you have to remember, like, they always a mid-table team. You don't consider them as part of the top six.
Hmm.
Perhaps you can barely count them as maybe part of top 10.
Yeah,
So yeah, for a
that's
team
fair.
of that standard,
That's
I
fair. And
think
if
it's a
you had
fair call.
Mbeumo in your fantasy team, which I didn't, of course,
Yeah,
then you did really well because I think he got about 18 points or something.
and
So
he's
yeah,
yeah,
he's the main
well, I
man,
mean,
right, at Brentford.
yeah, and right now he's the joint top scorer of the club in the
I
history of
think
the club. So
I think he's not gonna last. Like if he wants to develop further, he has to go to a better club. I think he's not gonna last. Like maybe one more year max. I'm giving him
well, I would say I think he's gonna last there well as long as we have what's his name? Forgot
Thomas
the first
Frank.
name. Thomas, yeah, Thomas. As long as Thomas Frank is in the club, I think he's gonna do well.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I think he would just prefer to go back to wherever he was from.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
What
So
about
my
you?
hero of the week has to be after watching yesterday's
It's going to
Manchester.
be team of.
Sorry.
You said hero of the week, so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
because I'm sort of under some medication, so my brain
yeah.
doesn't work as well as
The
it
virus
normally
is the
does. So
virus. It's the
yeah,
virus,
I'm a
man.
bit high at the moment. So basically, my team of the week has to be Manchester United because I saw their yesterday's game against Liverpool, and I thought they were absolutely fantastic. And I think
Mm.
it also obviously contrasts with the way they have been playing lately, which adds Manchester. It gives some more points to Manchester United. It sort of strengthens my point because that was how Manchester United have to play in order to get back to the positions that we uh, are used to seeing them in, at least fighting for the European spots because they are nowhere near it right now. They are bottom of the in the bottom of the table, right? But yesterday it was a different story because they were all over the place. They were fighting for every ball. There was a lot of sort of defensive cohesion about them. They seemed really up for it, you know. So I was really impressed by them, and they gave Liverpool at Anfield as well. We have to say that they gave them a really good game, and it's nice to see Liverpool drop points, of course, because it gives Arsenal a chance to catch up at some point, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not sure about them being the contender for team of the week because at the end of the day, they just got 1 point. But if you look at their past performances, considering this, they have scored like 0 goals in about what 5 6 years
Hmm.
in Anfield, and they are what they were 13-0 down at
Yeah,
Anfield. So yeah, considering them scoring against Liverpool, which are at the top of the table, yeah, I think it's a good point. It makes the league more alive.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, for the spirit of the game, yeah, they are a good. That's a good call.
No, Bruno Fernandes was flying in this game.
Mm.
So moving on. My hero of the week is not going to be Bruno Fernandes, whom I've just mentioned, but I'm going to give it to the 17-year-old Arsenal player,
Wow.
Ranieri, who scored his first ever goal for Arsenal. I believe it was his only second game or something. And yeah, it was the shining bright light of that game, that like sort of bright moment, I would say, because Arsenal didn't manage to win this game against Brighton, which
Mm.
is unfortunate. And also, unfortunately, this player got injured in that game, and I think he's out for the rest of the season. Again, I'm going to ask you, as the doctor, for your expertise here.
Uh, I'm not sure about if he's going to be out for the rest of the season, but it's definitely going to be weeks. Uh, I'm not sure what was the reason behind this so-called muscular injury because it didn't really look like it in the game. Like I
Hmm.
think he was just subbed off casually, perhaps due to some fatigue, I guess. But yeah, later I think
Okay.
yesterday we got a confirmation from Arteta that he's going to be out for weeks, and that's a huge bummer considering
Yeah.
he's a huge talent, and he was
But that
covering
goal,
he was covering
was a
some
nice,
big
nice.
shoes. It was a
Sorry.
fantastic goal.
Yeah. That was a good
Yeah,
finish from him.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I can say is most likely it's going to be somewhere. among one of his legs. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm talking about the injury, but apart from that,
Yeah,
I haven't.
I hope you're not talking about anything else here.
Yeah,
Yes, anything between
but
his legs. I'm not interested to know. But who is your hero of the week, Noop? Then
well, my hero of the week, it's got to be uh, a talent, a young talent, which was part of another draw. Uh, like he is Amad Diallo, and the
okay, yeah.
reason is because he scored the equalizer against Liverpool during the late minutes,
Hmm.
and I think that helped us and many other teams to stay closer to Liverpool
Yeah.
and keep
It's
the
not
competition on.
it's not his first goal as well. Like Ahmad has been playing well recently, I think, for United.
Yeah,
Has
for
been
quite a
he
lot
has been a
of time.
hero of the week before as well, I think, on this show. So it's not the first time
Yeah,
we are mentioning this game.
yeah, yeah.
All right, moving on. So, who is your villain of the week?
Well, I think you have a typo for the title. I think you wrote villain, as in like I don't know, someone who likes villas. But
Oh,
anyway,
really? Did I do
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. You wrote Villan, which is I don't know what is that villain.
V
But
I
anyway,
L L A I N. It should be.
it should be that villain if you
Yeah.
pronounce it in every single syllable. But anyway, uh, pointing out to the villain of the
Wait,
week,
wait,
it's
sorry. What are you talking about? Let's watch this jingle again. There's an eye missing. How did you notice this only now? Like I've been using this jingle for as long as I can remember.
really I thought
Yes.
I always thought it was the same.
No, no, you're right. There is a spelling mistake. Yeah.
I thought it happened.
Nobody pointed it out. That's embarrassing for an English teacher. Not only can I not show my face, but I've also made a spelling mistake. Well, how
Or maybe it was all part of your strategy.
no,
You
no,
hid
it's a
your
mistake.
face so that okay.
No. Thank you for spotting them, for spotting that.
Cheers, man. I just don't know why I did not notice it all this time.
That's
If
a,
it was
that's
always happening.
that's all right. It's not part of your job description anyway. So
Right. So anyway, my villain of the week, if I may,
yep,
Zenek, it's
yep.
got to be Anthony Taylor, and
A ref.
he's not a manager, he's not a player, he's Arsenal's usual suspect, Arsenal's natural enemy.
Yeah, he's the
Uh,
nemesis. He's our
he's
nemesis.
nemesis. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not mourning. If I was mourning, I would be somewhere else right now. Anyway, I'm not mourning, and I'm mourning. I'm not mourning because it's a
No,
fact, guys.
nobody.
It's a reality check. It's got to be him because of his shitty decision to award or reward a
Yeah,
penalty to Brighton and Hove Albion, and
yeah,
that caused us 2 points. We we were able to only generate 1 point from the game.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. That was a really soft penalty. I think we have discussed it in our group. We have a WhatsApp group. There were some varying opinions, but I think the sentiment was that it was very harsh. This penalty.
And
Yeah.
guys,
Okay.
remember, I
Yeah.
just want to share some more words.
Yeah.
Uh, as much as people think that such decisions shouldn't be talked maybe much about, or maybe it's seen as against the spirit of the game, but guys,
Hmm.
such decisions usually add up towards the end and it costs
Mm.
us multiple things, especially for a club that is struggling for some trophies.
Yeah.
And it happened last year, it happened the year before that. It used to happen every single year. It's just that back then we were struggling to get in the top four, and we
Mm.
would miss it out because of such shitty decisions. Sorry about my language, but this time it's for the title.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry. I just want to point out that it's kind of hard for anyone to balance making excuses, because you could see it as making excuses or crying, always crying about referees. It's hard to balance this with constructive criticism when people deserves to be criticized, right? So I think this is hard to balance, and it's going to tie well with my villain of the week, because it's going to be Ange Postecoglou, and I am giving it to him for his press conference performance, because in this press conference he basically turned into the people he hates. He
mm,
was hypocritical in this press conference. It is one of his bugbears. He has a bugbear about people who constantly complain about referees, and he's always been this guy that was like against this sort of attitude. And now he did something similar because they lost against Newcastle, and he was indirectly referring to the officials. It's 100% that's what he was doing. Everybody was able to read between the lines, and this is not what Ange does. And I like Ange, but he seems to be a bit nervous lately.
I completely agree with you. He was my close second contender because it's rare to see someone like Ange whom I really admire, considering the way he behaves and the football that he brings to
Yeah.
Tottenham. I think it's got to be a Tottenham
Mm,
issue on that side as well. Like Tottenham just changes people. You had
mm,
Conte breaking down. You had uh, Jose Mourinho talking
yeah.
bad about Tottenham after he joined a different club.
Mm,
So yeah, it's just not only is the Premier League referees, also it's the Tottenham thing in a
yeah.
funnily sad way.
But I think again they seem to be in the right with those that criticism, because I saw
Yeah,
some of the decisions and it looked a bit harsh on Tottenham.
yeah, yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think that second goal, that no, the first goal that Newcastle scored, that equalizer, there was
yeah,
basically a handball in the build-up,
yeah.
and that
Absolutely.
handball, like I don't understand why it was not given as a handball, and the goal stood. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. Like, guys, we are not living in the 70s or 80s where you had Pele and Maradona playing. Nobody was able to see their game. Nobody was able to see how they were playing. Now we have VAR. We have, I don't know, three, four referees. We have lots of fans. We have high quality HD streaming services. And
Mm,
yet after that, they are able to they are able to hurt with such harsh decisions. You
yeah,
know.
I agree. Okay, Noop, let's have a look at our takeaways of the week. Okay, here we go. What is yours?
Okay, so my takeaway of the week has to be the situation that I read or that I was following regarding Barcelona's Dani Olmo and Pau Victor.
Yes,
So,
yes.
if you guys are not aware of this, for the past 2 3 weeks, there was there were talks about Barcelona not able to register these two players because of
Hmm.
financial fair play requirements, and they had a deadline of 31st of December, an unofficial deadline,
Hmm.
and they tried multiple attempts. They tried selling their VIP boxes and God knows multiple shares that they used to own
Yeah,
to create the 1:1 ratio, and that means for every one uh, for every money that they earn, they should be able to spend equal amount of that,
yeah.
and
So
they
this
were
is the
not able to.
financial fair play rules we are talking about,
Mhm.
basically. And is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Spanish financial fair play rules, or is it like European standards?
Uh, it is a Spanish financial fair play rules,
Oh,
in my
okay,
opinion.
okay.
But yeah, well, unfortunately, some teams they tend to find some ways through it. But Barcelona,
Mm,
they were too naive, or perhaps too
yeah.
unprepared, because they signed Danny Olmo in the summer for 60
Hmm.
million euros. That's a huge amount for a player like him. And Pau
Yeah,
Victor, I think they got him from from some small team. But again, he's something like a French player, or I guess a good academy player.
yeah.
And considering it's Barcelona, it's they have already having their own issues with their form and aging players. I think it's a
Hmm.
huge loss, and questions are now raising for the president, because it's him and his board that takes care of such things. And
Yeah.
if you are unable to register a player who was so desperate, who was so passionate, who was part of the La Masia club, who
And
decided to come back to his club.
And he played well in the Euros. I also remember he was part of
Yeah,
that success,
he has
the
been
golden
really good.
gold medals, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, okay, Noop. Let's stay in La Liga, and I have to mention Vinicius Junior. So he could be the villain as well, but I'm gonna use his name for the takeaway of the week. I just think that there's another proof why he should not have won the Ballon d'Or because of the way he behaved after he was sent off in that La Liga game. Was it La Liga game or a
it
cup? It
was.
was a La Liga game.
I think.
Basically, he got sent off for retaliating because there was a goalkeeper. He pushed him a little bit. He provoked him. That's true, but his retaliation was unnecessary. And that was not the worst part. The worst part came when the referee showed him the red card. He was just completely lost it. He was like he had a tantrum basically. I'm sorry. Like for me, if you want to win the Ballon d'Or, this is just me, by the way. Like you can feel free to disagree with me, guys. Absolutely, you absolutely can. But I think if if you win the Ballon d'Or, you should also represent football in general. You should be that person that is the face of football, and that kids look up to, right? And this is just a bad quality to get inspired by. Just to be so bad tempered as he is. He's always complaining, always the victim, always like angry. I'm sorry, but no, I don't want. I'm happy it was Rodri who won it, and not just because of his footballing qualities, but because of this too. But that's just me.
I agree with you. Um, Even though many people who would have wanted him as the Ballon d'Or winner
Mhm.
uh, accused accused the French football for tampering the rules, or
No, no,
perhaps
no, no, no.
creating. Let me finish, because towards the end of the show, or towards sometime towards the before the ceremony began, there were leaks that this time one of the criteria for Ballon d'Or,
Criteria, criteria. Yeah,
one of the
with A.
criteria for
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So anyway, so one of the criteria for Ballon d'Or ceremony has to be fair play and
Hmm.
discipline. And I mean, it was always, I don't know, let's say it was always unofficially part of the ceremony. Like usually players who use fair play, who usually have
But
less
yeah,
fouls, cards, they're usually given the Ballon d'Or.
yeah, it's true. But
Uh,
you don't have to be like the nicest person in the world, but at least just don't be
yeah,
so negative. Don't have such
yeah.
negative emotions in you. It's
And
just yeah.
as much as I mean, it's nothing personal, but honestly, the I was really, really happy that he got the red card, because it was
Mhm.
high time. Like, I just did not like the way he
Yeah.
behaves in the field. Although
Mhm.
he's really dangerous, he's a fantastic
Yeah.
footballer in terms of abilities. I would love him at Arsenal as a player of that skill.
Mhm.
But for his personality, I'm sorry, like he would be immediately sacked or sent off by Arteta or someone like him.
Yeah. Okay, nope.
It's a good
All right.
call.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, nope. I'm gonna make this short and sweet because I have to go in 2 minutes. I'm going to teach an English lesson because I'm an English teacher, so I have to do that. My vocabulary of the week will be nemesis. The word nemesis. I said that. What did I say? Do you remember what I said? I said that Anthony Taylor is Arteta's nemesis, right? Or Arsenal's nemesis.
Arsenal's.
Arsenal's nemesis, yeah. So what's nemesis? Nemesis is someone's a thing that is very difficult to defeat, basically. Whether it could be a person, it could be a thing that you cannot get over. In this case, it's a person, it's a referee, right? So
Yeah,
Arteta is
well,
Arsenal's nemesis
yeah. I mean, if I'm not wrong, I think Nemesis comes from
from
some. I
Greek
think it's Greek.
mythology.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Because I think
remember
it
that.
was some, so I don't know exactly, but basically it was some sort of destiny or something. Basically, punishment was about to come and could not be avoided, and it was deserved as well, right? So something like that. To be honest, I should know this better, but yeah, it's something like that, some sort of god, or so. It's from Greek mythology. So this word has an interesting uh, um, etymology as well. So
Mm.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
then. Well, we'll have to leave it there because, as I said, I have to teach a lesson. So thank you very much for joining this show, Nrup, despite me not showing my face. I think you did a good
uh,
job. Prevented the viewers from leaving because obviously they want to see at least someone. And yeah, thanks very much for all your insight.
yeah. Take care, Zanek, and take care, everyone. It's the flu season, so
Yeah,
guys, just don't remember to follow the rules that you used to follow during COVID.
yeah.
I think it's elementary stuff. So
Hmm.
just take care of
Thank
yourself, guys, and
thank
see you
thank you
next
very
week.
much.
Yeah,
See you guys, and don't forget to give this video a like. Please do that. Bye bye.
bye.
Cheers.